Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Try to set my phone up here. So, you know, I've been wondering for a while, and I wanted to get on this topic. Uh, this topic is why do I semi dislike WWE 2K22 or any of the 2K wrestling games that 2K has made? Well, here's a reason why I sometimes trash 2K, and I'm not even talking about, me raging and all this other shit. Yes, sometimes when I rage, I admit, sometimes when I rage and I freak out in my videos, I talk shit about 2K. But there's other times where I really say, like, 2K is not always that fucking great in my opinion. Yes, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say 2K22 is not good. 2K22 is good. Yeah, 2K22 is actually fucking good. The first, 2-3 weeks I played that game, that shit was fucking fire. It was a great game. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I actually had fun playing fucking 2K22. But, besides that, I will say some reasons why I just don't have the same courage and the same, feeling as I do with the old THQ wrestling games. This is my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions and has their own ways of doing shit. My opinion. In this video. But, hands down, I will say right off the bat, 2K22 has been honestly the best fucking 2K game besides WWE 2K14. If you remember that game, 2K14 was fucking it's a good game. Regardless how old it is now. I do think 2K14 was still kind of made by THQ, I think. I could be wrong. But that was a good game. But since 2K15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, they just, throughout the same years, they felt the same. Even with the story, showcase thingy, they felt the same. It's like I'm paying $60 for the same fucking game every year. The same match types, the same everything. And it's like, what the fuck, I could play fucking 2K15 and instead of buying the new $60 2K, fucking 18 or whatever. Every year they felt like the same. Every goddamn year they did. And after a while I would get so bored of it. I would get so bored. It would piss me off sometimes because it's like, yo, And of course I am a sore fucking loser at losing. Sometimes I flip the fuck out. I admit that. But, and that's one big reason why, in my opinion, the 2K series sucks. That's one big reason why I think it, well, not really sucks. It's just not as good. So, is because for many years it felt the same. It legitimately felt the same. All the match types were the same. Almost everything felt the freaking same. It felt like copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste for almost this whole freaking entire time. 2K22, I admit they added some new stuff in here and there, the GM mode and my faction that I honestly don't give a shit about, to be honest. I tried my faction off air, no video, no nothing. I didn't give a shit about it, let's be honest, I didn't. The showcase mode, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not big into the showcase mode. Yeah, it's some parts here and there of what happened in real life, but it's like, in my opinion, you could have done something so much better than showcase mode. You really could have, 2K. I'm not too big on showcase mode. I know, I get it. A lot of people like it. It's stuff that happens in real life, real life wrestling, WWE or whatever. But I'm just not big in it because it's like, in my opinion, for some of the matches, it feels like I'm doing the same exact thing. It's a one-on-one instead I'm facing, The Undertaker or something, or, whatever, for the Rey Mysterio mode. It feels the exact same. You're doing the exact same thing, combos, and, whatever. And if showcase mode feels a copy and paste, copy and paste. For the matches, at least. For some of the matches, yes, it's a one-on-one. You face this guy in a one-on-one. You go on, face this dude in a one-on-one. Sometimes they'll change it around. I think, like, what was it, in Stone Cold Showcase mode, they had it where he did that Buried Alive match, which was fucking cool. And I think that Steel Cage match with Vince. But besides that, it's copy and paste. So, you're going to get bored of it after a while. So that's another thing. It gets boring as shit after a while. You're doing the same thing. And honestly, in my opinion, playing the 2K games, you basically did everything in a matter of, like, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe if. You did everything. You could play a ladder match. You could play a steel cage match. You could play a triple threat. All in a matter of 4 or 5, maybe 4 hours. You've done everything in the fucking game. Meanwhile, for the THQ license, they had so much shit you could do. You had different type of story modes in the older... I think in the original SmackDown game, the original, if you played as, like, The Rock or something, you had a longer story expansion. But if you played as a jobber wrestler, let's say for the original SmackDown game or something, you had a short story mode. They had tons of different type of match types for the THQ SmackDown games or SmackDown vs. Raw games. They had crazy fucking things in their games. Meanwhile, for the 2K license, it's a copy and paste, it feels like. Then you just get bored of it. You get bored of it. It doesn't matter if I try to do my own story or do my own, fucking, my universe, whatever the hell the fucking thing's called, Make your own match. It's the same goddamn thing. You can go through all of that in a matter of 3-4 hours, when the older games, you had so much more match types, so much more crazier shit, let me tell ya. So it's just, in my opinion, the older games are more funner, and in my opinion, they're better. In my opinion, So that's one of the big reasons why I shit a lot on 2K, because they're, in my opinion, for the past years, the 2K games are just not fun. Like, I'm gonna be honest, some of them are just not fun, Like, and I get as well, they want to make the matches more realistic, and that's fine, But I like some of the old games where you could get on top of the steel cage, throw your fucking opponent off, or you would hit your opponent, and your opponent would go flying off the fucking cage. That shit's hilarious. You know what you have to do in some of the newer 2K games to have your opponent go flying off the cage or something? You gotta make sure they're in a specific spot. Like, come the fuck on, Like, why can't you have a wrestler, fucking get hit and go flying, like when, and here comes the pain when you're a Brock Lesnar or Goldberg. You could fucking, spear the living hell out of someone and it would look fucking awesome. Or Brock Lesnar would, do this automatic looking fucking spinning F5 or some shit that he wouldn't do in reality. It would look fucking awesome, Now it's all about making it look as realistic as possible. And sometimes, I admit, even for 2K22, playing some of these matches, regardless, it's better. I admit it, it's been better since the previous titles. But sometimes it just feels so slow, and sometimes the matches are so fucking boring, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I could be having a match, it'll be 5 minutes in, I could be doing Drew McIntyre versus, I don't know, fucking, Edge or something, for example. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have this really good match, the AI might want to give me a challenge, give me a fight, whatever, No, I'm playing the game on legit legendary difficulty for 2K22. I've been doing that for how many years for the 2K series? And sometimes the AIs don't want to do shit. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're going to have a fucking Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 21 match. That's what it's gonna feel like. It's gonna feel super slow, super, like, it's just gonna feel bad. It's gonna feel like you're gonna have a bad fucking match. And then, you're gonna try to involve the weapons and all this other shit. It's just, the older games, you could do all that stuff and you can just have a blast with how the fucking games are. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but all I'm gonna say is play some of the old games, buy a couple of the old SmackDowns, a couple of the old SmackDown versus Raws for PlayStation 2, or hell, if you're fine with fucking Xbox, go with that. Just play some of the old console wrestling games from THQ, and I swear you will understand why I like THQ more. So, that's really all I gotta say. I mean, once again, I admit, WWE 2K22 has been proven that they can do shit good, that they can do good. But 2K, if you want to make a good wrestling game, all I'm going to say is take what THQ did and boost it up a little bit. Boost it up a little bit. And I swear, you won't disappoint people. I swear. But you won't listen, unfortunately. And I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they're ever going to put in other match types. I don't think they'll put in special guest referee, none of that stuff for the 2K series. I don't think they will. I mean, yeah, they brought back GM mode, but to be honest, I don't think they will. Next year's wrestling game's going to come out. Yeah, it could be possibly better than 2K22. It could be possibly better, but I guarantee you a lot of the match types that we have now are going to be the same exact shit in the other game. I could be wrong, but I guarantee you. It's going to be the same shit. Maybe GM mode would be a little bit tweaked so you have more stuff to do, but besides that, it's not going to be much. Watch, then y'all people are going to be bitching and complaining, and I will as well, that this is just like this is just like 2K22 when 2K23 or 2K24 comes out. So, but, there you go. If your people have been wondering why do I crap on 2K's wrestling video games, because, number one, they don't have anything new in their games over the years. You play it, you get so bored after a while. Number two, the shit just gets repetitive and fucking annoying. That's for real. And number three, THQ's just honestly better in my opinion. They're better. That's number three. So, yeah, but, I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll do something for next year and they'll fucking shock me, have all of these classical THQ matches, like Buried Alive and Casket, but, I doubt it. So, I could go all day about why I love THQ more, but I'm going to stop the video right here. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. It just, the 2K series gets fucking boring as hell after a while. It gets boring as fuck. So, just trust me. If you go on to some of the old wrestling games, get yourself a Roku TV. You don't even have to get a big one. If you're wanting to be like, oh, I want to go back and play some of the old wrestling games, get yourself a Roku TV, a 24-inch one. Get you a PlayStation 2 or Xbox or whatever, and buy some of the old classical wrestling games. Get to learn the controls. Don't sit there and be like, this game sucks, and make a horrible review on it. No. Get the time, learn the fucking controls, and I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. And if you don't listen to me, you could suck my dick.